Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? Rocky Mountain Oysters. What are they? Are they simply the bivalve mollusk you slurp, fry, or roast? Nope, you're not even close. Here's a hint. They come from a bowl. Yep, you guessed it. Rocky Mountain oysters are the testicles of a bull. Also known as calf fries or prairie oysters. Rocky Mountain oysters are very popular in the US Midwest and Western Canada. So popular that they have Rocky Mountain Oyster Testicle Festivals. Boy, say testicle festival 10 times real fast. These Midwest delicacies are typically dusted in seasoned flour and deep fried. I've never tried them myself, but I hear they're supposed to be really delicious. But there's also such a thing as Rocky Mountain Oyster Jerky. Doesn't that sound nutty? Like jerky isn't already chewy enough. I absolutely love jerky of all kinds. But this sounded really weird to me. So weird, I figured I'd have a ball and give it a try. And these cojones are expensive. For a 1.5 ounce sack of these family jewels, it costs $14.99, which comes out to be a couple cents under $10 an ounce, or $159.84 a pound. Obviously, the main ingredient is beef testicles, but the other ingredients don't look that bad except the sodium nitrite, which some people have issues with because it could cause cancer. But most things in life nowadays causes something, so enjoy life in moderation. I really would have thought the shelf life would have been a little bit longer, but it's under a year. There's no nutritional data on the bag or their website. So I apologize to everyone that was really wondering how many calories were in testicles. So let's open up the bag and see what's inside. When I opened the bag, they had a great aroma. But when I went to pull them out, they were very sticky. Like a real tacky, gluey sticky. And I really had to work to peel them apart. There was a good amount of pepper and seasoning, which had me drooling. So I grabbed a small piece and threw it in my pie hole. It really had a nice spice from the pepper and sweetness, which balanced out each other really well. But man, was it tough. That little piece was a workout in my mouth. Like I said, the jerky is tough on its own, but there's one line of tendon or something that could not be chewed or broken down. These pieces are way too big and chewy to rip off a piece. So I think the company should have cut these up into smaller pieces to make it more manageable to eat. So I separated all the pieces and then cut them up into much more manageable sized pieces. Like I described in the first piece, there's one strip of tendon or something that was really hard to chew, and even my kitchen shears had a hard time cutting through it. I tried another smaller piece. The thicker part furthest away from my fingers, that's the very hard chewy portion I'm referring to, which is what really makes this jerky hard to enjoy. Next, let's try the highly venomous serpent, Rocky Mountain Style. Well, that's what the can says anyway. I'm not really sure what Rocky Mountain Style means. But that's right, Rocky Mountain Style Smoked Rattlesnake. Never in my life have I tried or really had the desire to eat a slithery reptile. But hey, what the heck? Life is too short not to eat all the tasty creatures on Earth, right? I've heard of a lot of people eating rattlesnakes, but I think they were all battered and deep fried. But today, we're going to try it Rocky Mountain Style, which is a true Western delicacy. See, it says so right there on the can. They say it's a delicacy, and it's certainly priced like a delicacy. This 7.5 ounce can costs $23.99, which equates to $51.18 a pound. For that price, it'd be nice if they gave you a pair of rattlesnake skin boots. Rattlesnake, water, salt, and brown sugar are the only ingredients, along with the smoke flavor, of course. There's no BS in this, so that's good. So let's open up the can and see what we're in for. When I opened up the can, it smelled exactly like a can of smoked kippers. So I got really excited because I love kippers. It had some pretty cloudy broth, so I drained it like you would tuna. After I drained the broth, I was really surprised at how little meat is in here. Maybe they should call it smoked water snake, because there's certainly more water in here than there was snake. So that's some pretty expensive snake flavored broth. I dumped it out onto a plate, and although it smelled good, it certainly didn't look very good. I spread it out onto the plate and it looked like there was more bones in it than meat. And the meat was very stringy. Is that how rattlesnake usually is? If you know, let me know in the comments. I sorted through all the bones trying to get some meat to taste. I found a little bit, which I thought was bone-free, but I was wrong. After spitting out the bones, I continued to eat it. And I really hate the cliche that foods taste like chicken, but it really does. A smoky, but very dry chicken. I'd be willing to bet if they canned this in oil, it would be a little bit better. The flavor, honestly, is not that bad. It had a good mild smoke flavor and not overly salty. A little bit of pepper and some other seasonings wouldn't have hurt. The little bit of meat that I could find was good enough to take another bite. This time I lucked out and didn't get any bones. Here's my overall thoughts on both. In the form that these are sold and packaged, they're overpriced, gimmicky fun foods as a gag gift. The Rocky Mountain Oyster Jerky had a great flavor and would have been thoroughly enjoyable if it was chewable. Jerky is obviously not a good thing to make out of testicles, and should be stuck to the typical way of frying, which I've heard are tender and delicious if prepared properly. And honestly, with them being testicles, I thought they'd have a gamey or off taste, but they didn't at all. So considering the price and the chewiness of the Rocky Mountain Oyster Jerky, I'm definitely not a fan and would give it a score of 0. However, I'll give credit where credit is due and give it an overall score of 3 out of 10 just for the flavor. Season regular beef jerky like this and I'd buy it all day, every day. Pretty much goes the same for the Rocky Mountain Style Smoked Rattlesnake. This 7.5 ounce can costs $23.99, which equates to $51.79 a pound. And 80% of the can was water and bones. I'm not a fan. Again, the flavor was good, not as good as the jerky's flavor. So the Rocky Mountain Style Smoked Rattlesnake gets 2 out of 10. If you'd like to help support the Wolfe Pit, consider being a patron. You can pledge as little as $1 a month, that's only $12 for the whole year. Or you can pledge more, that's up to you. Either way, every little bit's appreciated and helps me produce more high-quality videos more often for you, the people. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.